Hi, Happy New Year. Today is January 2nd and I was originally scheduled to work today, but I actually ended up booking it off at the last minute, i.e. I booked it off on Monday of this week when I was back in work because I definitely just felt like I needed an extra day. I'm still rocking my Christmas clothes because it is still technically Christmas until the 6th of January. My desk is a mess because I put everything that I got for Christmas here. This is obviously the amazing mug that I got in my advent calendar, but also my Virtuo came back. It came back on Monday. It is amazing. It doesn't have any loud noises. It doesn't sound like a tractor. I don't know how to explain it, but when I got it last year, it always made a really loud noise when I brewed coffee, and it's not making that loud noise now. So I think the machine was defective. I turned on my laptop yesterday for the first time since the 23rd of December. I didn't edit my Vlogmas Day 24 at all because I was doing other things on the laptop. I opened it late last night and I was going through my accounts and balancing my budget for 2024. This year I may be a little delulu, but I'm going to try and do I'm not going to do a no spend year because that's ridiculous, but I'm going to try and do a low spend year. Now, what does that mean? That means I'm going to try and buy as little things as possible. I do have some exceptions, obviously presents for people, birthdays, obviously next Christmas, Easter eggs, things like that. Also, us Nintendo heads who love our Nintendo Switch and who have loved Nintendo for decades, we're waiting on the announcement of the Nintendo Switch 2. It is expected that it will launch in March, which will be exactly 7 years since this launched. The Nintendo Switch 2 will be my exception. I have savings, I have money put aside to pay for a Nintendo Switch 2. I have been anticipating it for a long time, but I'm going to try and keep my spending to a minimum. That means I'm going to try and limit the amount of takeaway coffee. Since I started working in my current job, I had a habit of like running down to the local coffee shop. There's two quite nearby and they're both really good. I'm going to obviously use my Nespresso to brew my coffee, which I do every morning, but my parents got me a cold brew jug and I'm going to use that to make iced coffee throughout the year as well. In terms of clothes, I have a lot of dresses. I have loads of t-shirts. Like I have tons of t-shirts. I have jumpers. So I'm going to keep clothing spending to a minimum. There are times when I might need clothes, like if my jeans, they tend to rip or whatever. I got a pair of jeans just before Christmas. I do need to hem them, but I'm going to keep my spending on clothes to a minimum. Like I've literally been wearing the same winter coat for the past 20 years, so it's not like I do spend a lot on clothes, but I just have unnecessary clothes that I've purchased. And then the one that really is going to get to me is I'm going to try and not buy any books or wool or sewing equipment where possible. There might be a couple of things here or there that I might get, like if there's a special offer like in the weekly aisles in Aldi or Lidl and there's like a really good deal, I might buy something, but I'm just going to try and keep that spending to a minimum. And I'm going to try and use up all the shampoos and conditioners and shower gels and everything I have before I buy a new one, because again, I'm just trying to A, reduce my waste, and B, reduce my spending. I actually did go shopping on Sunday and I bought this Pantene Keratin hair oil, but the reason that I bought this is because when I do the curly hair method and I need to scrunch out to break the cast that's on the curls, I need a hair oil. That does not extend to Eiley. Hey, Eiley will still get treats and she will still get little presents from time to time, of course. It's 20 to 10 and I spent my day making a Google form. So basically I'll be able to fill in this. I've been using these since 2023 to track my expenses, and every year I've built on it to make it even better. So this year's one I think is going to be the most accurate tracking of my spending yet. So I emailed myself this Google form I made, and when I spend money I can put in the date that I paid it. I then put in the transaction type. So I put in loads of different options here. The details of the payment will be like what it's for, so like super value or whatever, hashtag super value, the amount, obviously how much I paid, and whether I used my Visa, my Revolut, my MasterCard, cash or a voucher. That information then automatically goes into this Google sheet that I have, and for the month it will fill it in here. If I'm going to move this into the actual month, I'm going to highlight all of this information. I'm not going to put in the timestamp, and then I'm going to click copy. And then I'm going to go down here to January 2025. As you can see, I have all the different kinds of things here. I would go into here, I would click paste, and it automatically fills in on this side that so far this month I've paid $14.99 in subscriptions, and that was paid via a Visa card. So once I have my information input in my month, I will click yearly expense sheet, and now this is my overview of my year. So I can see here I have all the months of the year, I have the different kinds of payments that I might be having. If I scroll across to the kind of peachy coloured one, that is subscriptions. So I now have $14.99. And then if I scroll across to here, when I have income, the income will go into this box. And then this box just tells me where I spent the money. So Visa, MasterCard, Revolut, cash or voucher. Oh, it's a chilly one. I'm just relaxing. I'm going to watch episode 2 of the Lisa Frank documentary on Amazon Prime. Got myself a glass of rosé. My wine glass broke. I have a really nice big wine glass that I like to drink out of. Not just wine, but like I had Bailey's over Christmas in it, and on New Year's Eve me and Mum were gonna have a glass of Bailey's just to toast to the new year. And I went to put some ice in it and it chipped, it cracked, and it broke completely. It didn't chip, it just cracked and then broke completely. I forgot to mention, for my dinner I decided to go to #SuperValue and buy a carton of buttermilk. It cost €1.39. And I made buttermilk and chocolate chip pancakes. They were really nice. I used the recipe from my Gilmore Girls cookbook that I got late last year. It is cold. It's freezing. They're expecting snow. I got a weather warning on my phone saying that heavy snowfall is expected. Right now it's raining. It's kind of sleety, very light sleety. So I mean, I would imagine that if it freezes, it's going to be like an ice rink out there. According to my Echo Show, it's 1 degree today, and my bedroom is 14.25 degrees. I just had a shower because if I do end up going out tonight, I want to be clean. Should have prefaced this by saying that the Brewery Lane Christmas party is due tonight. That's the reason that I would be expecting to go out. I've blow dried my hair. It is just gone 4:30. I cannot stop it from flicking out at the end. I think it's just my kind of hair. I did this while watching Jimmy Carter's funeral on CNN. So I really took my time because I kept stopping and crying like, oh my god, when they brought him to his childhood home and they rang the bell 39 times. I loved Jimmy Carter. I don't know why. I just loved him. I thought he was a fantastic human being. The Peanut Man, just a great president. Anyway, my hair feels lovely and soft today. I used my new Pantene keratin protecting oil, and then I put on my heat protectant over it. I brushed it through, then put on heat protectant. I sectioned my hair into 3 and put heat protectant on each section as well. So it smells really nice, this heat protectant. I turned off my overhead light to make it nice and cozy in my room because we've got snow. My window won't stay open, it's so heavy. It's the first time since I moved into this room that we've had snow. Oh, I hope it snows all night and we have a nice bit of white snow in the morning. And then I'm gonna go out and make a TikTok where I use the I smell snow from Gilmore Girls. I decided to go back to this rainbow blanket and start crocheting it again. My King Cole knit along Christmas blanket, that is still a work in progress. I haven't progressed any further on it. I would like to, but I just didn't have the mindset to do it today. I wanted to do some crochets. It's snowing! It's my favourite weather. I just came out in my Blackhawks jersey and a pair of boots. Just get a picture of the house. It looks so nice. I made myself a peppermint Nespresso and I used Dad's Air Chino that I got him like a decade ago. More, probably 12 years ago, to froth up my milk to make it warm. Because when I put in my own milk, it obviously cools it down. There's so much snow. Like, just look at this window. I have opened and closed my window a few times. This little kind of bubble was around here and I opened and closed it a couple of times to knock the snow down. All up here was clear about 2 minutes ago and it's already nearly full again. A screw fell out of my screen. It's like it's falling off. Oh no. Oh dear. Okay, I need to find that. Anyway, for now, let me just open this window. I pushed off a load of the snow that had accumulated here, but let me just let go of this. Because the snow is so heavy. It's so nice though. So back during Vlogmas, during Advent, I dropped my camera and it's been like this ever since. And my plan was I was actually going to take it apart and see if I could fix it. But now, true disaster has happened because it's been able to open up like that anyway. But now it's doing this. This is new. Oh. And it only has like one screw now holding it in, which is this one here. And here is the little tape part that keeps the monitor working, or like the screen working. And there's another one here, like, so it goes all the way up here. I don't want that to break. I'm back out in the rain because it's not snowing anymore, but it's so pretty. The house looks really good with all the lights, and I have my mittens on. These have a little heating thing inside them. My camera is completely broken, so this piece is broken off. This is the screen. I was trying to be careful with it and I just jostled it, and this little ribbon piece ripped completely, and that's what keeps it connected to the camera. So this was the EOS M6, and this line, I knew they had like replaced this particular camera with a second version of it. They discontinued that. They also discontinued this lens series. So the EF lenses are completely gone, which is also annoying because it means all of the new cameras, because I was like, I'll just price a body only. I've already got a decent lens. So all of the new cameras, I'd have to buy a lens for one because they don't compatible with this one, which is really, really annoying. So I've made a purchase on AliExpress. I bought a ribbon, flex ribbon, that will connect the camera to the screen. Fingers crossed that it works. I found it on eBay and then I found it on AliExpress for cheaper. So that's why I bought it on AliExpress. And I also bought 2 screws. One of the 2 that fell out, I just bought 2 replacement screws for that part. So if that works, that's perfect. It'll be okay. The hinge part will still be broken and sticking out slightly. That doesn't bother me. The rest of the camera works perfectly, so that'll be perfect. And then if that works, excellent. It'll only cost me less than €15 to fix it.